Emma's heart pounded in her chest. She could hear the heavy footsteps of the guards echoing behind her. They were getting closer. Her lungs burned, but she couldn't stop. Not now. Not when freedom was so close. The exit, a small, rusty door materialized in the dim light. She slammed through it, the metal groaning in protest. She found herself in a dense, unfamiliar forest. The trees towered above her, their branches intertwining to blot out the sun. Disoriented, she stumbled through the undergrowth, her clothes torn and her body bruised, but she couldn't stop. They were still after her. Suddenly, a figure emerged from behind a tree, blocking her path. He wore a black ski mask, his eyes cold and menacing. His hand rested on a holster at his hip. Fear shot through Emma, icy and paralyzing. She was trapped. Going somewhere? The masked man sneered. Emma's mind raced, desperately searching for an escape. She couldn't fight him, not in her condition. Her only option was to talk her way out. "I don't want any trouble," she said, her voice trembling. "Just let me go." The man chuckled, a chilling sound that echoed through the silent woods. "You know too much," he said, "and people who know too much, well, they tend to disappear." He took a step closer, his hand hovering over his holster. Emma knew this was it, her last chance. With a burst of adrenaline, she shoved past him, sprinting deeper into the forest. She could hear him curse behind her, followed by the sound of his footsteps pounding in pursuit. She didn't dare look back. Branches whipped at her face, drawing blood, but she didn't slow down. Every fiber of her being screamed at her to run, to escape, to survive. Reaching a dirt road, Emma stumbled out of the woods. A beat-up pickup truck rumbled towards her. This was her only chance. Waving her arms frantically, she flagged down the truck. The driver, a grizzled old man with kind eyes, looked at her with concern. "Get in," he said gruffly, sensing her desperation. As they sped away, Emma glanced at her pursuer. He stood at the edge of the forest, his face contorted in rage. He had lost her, but for how long? She had bought herself some time, but she knew they would stop at nothing to silence her. Clutching a flash drive containing the files she had risked everything for, Emma knew she had to get them to Mark. He was the only one who could decipher the encrypted data, the only one who could expose the truth. Mark worked feverishly, his fingers flying across the keyboard. The files were heavily encrypted, but he was finally making progress. Emma had risked her life for this information. He couldn't let her down. Hours later, the screen flickered, displaying the decrypted files. Mark's blood ran cold as he read the words. It was worse than he could have ever imagined. The Eye wasn't just a shadowy organization. They were conducting horrific experiments, using advanced technology to control people's minds. And the small town Emma had been investigating? It was their testing ground. The realization hit Mark like a physical blow. They were in more danger than he had realized. Emma, her family, everyone in that town. They were all expendable in the Eye's pursuit of power. Just then, his phone buzzed. It was a message from Emma. A single image. A live video feed. It showed her younger sister, bound and gagged. A chill ran down Mark's spine as he read the message that accompanied it. "Stop digging or she dies."